Hello, Abigail here with the Tarotscopes for Taurus season, Virgo sun, moon, and rising. Hello, my Virgos. This is your fellow Earth sign season. It is in trine to you, and also not quite so astrologically bombastic as the previous parts of 2025. So I'm really excited for a bit of a slower season. Do I feel like a whole lot is going to happen that feels dramatically different for us? No, but it's a slow burn, especially with, the planets, that are still coming through those post retrograde shadow degrees, so Venus, Mercury, Mars. Um, but it does feel like an opportunity in 2025 to take a little bit of a breather, to replenish ourselves, to reconnect with people, and to really commit to the rest of the year, which has not been easy or simple for most of us. I know a few people who are like, wow, this has been really invigorating, but most of the people I've spoken to, most of my clients are like, little eye twitch, crawling through the trenches. So, regardless of where you are, this is a good time to take a breather. It's a good time to reconnect with yourself and with others. It's also a good time to consider the themes and to digest the themes of digest. I love when words pop out when I'm reading for something. Virgo rules the digestive system. Sorry, couldn't wait, but I could not point that out. Um, so this is really a time to kind of take in and fully understand what we learned through those retrogrades, especially the Venus retrograde with Taurus being ruled by Venus. Taurus is about values, and Venus retrogrades at their core are about values. Different themes, different topics based on your personal chart, based on the signs Venus retrogrades through. But it is about what we value, where we put our value, and how we connect to others and value, and all of those intricate themes and topics. And um, in the very end, desires, because value is also tied to our desire. So it is great to see that. I have done a longer, well, not really longer, I've done another video on the energy for Taurus season. There's a couple of events, they're not super huge. I think this is kind of, we're going to see this as like a play out season where a lot of stuff that was started in Aries season is going to really play out. And that's kind of what we're dealing with. Um, but yeah, just kind of how this affects you. You are in a trine to Taurus. It's a nice time to kind of receive some of that Taurus energy. My advice across the board for the season is really get out into nature and really connect with people and, shake off the winter doldrums, if you will. But I really do love the cards I pulled for you, which I did pull yesterday, and then I've been recovering from a cold, and my backdrop collapsed, and I was like, you know what? And I was like coughing nonstop, and I was like, you know what? The spirits are giving me a message to stop and take a rest. And they were right. And so we're back with this spread that I pulled yesterday, which I think is really beautiful and is still true. Sometimes if I leave a spread for another day, I feel like scrapping it, but this one feels true today, as true as it felt yesterday. So starting off, we have our beautiful Oracle card, which is the Chalice of Charity, Be Nourished. It's giving very much, Ace of Cups energy and vibes, which I'm not mad about. I do think this is about nourishing. The season is about feeding ourselves. It's about putting our cups out to be filled. I love how, you know, the chalice is not being filled. In fact, the chalice is kind of pouring out. So there's a really beautiful kind of energy of release and letting go and kind of letting our own personal abundance water those around us, but not in a way where we're like losing resources, in a way that, the good things that affect us also affect and help those that we care about, which I think is a lovely thing, especially with Virgo's kind of ethos being service. And I'm very cautious with saying service because a lot of times people take that as like I should give away parts of myself. That's not what service is. That's what people who like to use other people's service tell you. Service is about caring. Service is about giving resources to everyone and making sure that everyone feels held and cared for. Yes, can it lead to burnout? But that's only if you don't have boundaries around the service you give. Um, and part of my service are these videos that I do for free. And I do not have enough followers to monetize this or likes or views. It's a service that I do, and it benefits me, and it also I hope and believe benefits other people. Um, but I have really firm boundaries around it, and it's the same with my reading. I love to give, but if the time for our reading is up and you want 5 more questions, I will say no. I'll give you one more because I like to leave people feeling filled. But if you lead into being like, I have 2 more questions, I have 3 more questions, I'll be like, I'm sorry, we're done. And that's kind of the energy I want you to bring into Taurus season. I know you're like, Abigail's rambling. Well, how does this apply? I want you to bring that energy into Taurus season. You can give, you can be abundant and kind and caring. You don't need to sacrifice yourself to serve. And when people do take advantage and want to pull that extra last few bits of resources out of you, say no, because those people don't respect what you said the first time. And like I said, I don't mind people asking for extra. I mind them when I give them extra, asking for another and another and another, because at this point, I'm not receiving anything and they don't care. So apply that to yourself. Then we also have the world. I do think this is a really massive kind of culminatory moment for a lot of Virgos and what they've been facing. Virgo moons, Virgo rising, Virgo stellium, Virgo suns. I'm a Virgo moon and rising. So this is partially for me. It does feel like a lot of big things are wrapping up in Taurus season. A lot of stuff that's been troubling us and bothering us is kind of coming to a close, whether it is, leaving things behind or finding a new way forward. So when I say not a lot is happening in Taurus season, I don't mean that things aren't happening. I'm saying that we're not being hit between the eyes with energy every 5 seconds. So, let this be the world. Let the things wrap up that need to wrap up. Know that some stuff has to wrap up before you can really get kicking. I do find the next card interesting because there's like major arcana mixed in with minor arcana, and we do have a 7 of swords. Whenever this comes up, I'm never like, oh my gosh, everyone's against you and hates you, which I find is kind of an ingenuous way of viewing this card. But I do think that not everything is as it seems. I would suggest taking the new information that you got from the retrogrades and filtering your questions through them. You know, if someone is being disingenuous, how do you know? Well, you've just been through some really intense stuff. So measure it by that. It also, to me, when I get the 7 of swords, it's a call to slow down. Nothing that is meant for you needs to be rushed. Nothing that you deserve needs to be sped up on. When someone is pressuring you to make a choice, they rarely have good intentions. Even if they're not being mean, they're rarely thinking of you as the person who is benefiting and who needs things. They're usually trying to satisfy something for themselves. So if things, if you start to feel pushed to do something, especially when you're in the middle of a world moment, when you're like, things just need to be figured out and the universe is working on it, be like, you know what, give me a few days. Everything isn't as it appears and I need some time to review it. And the people who let you have a few days are the people who are probably better for you. And this goes for job stuff too. If they're pressuring you to make a choice like now and you don't have time to think about it, another opportunity is going to come where you're going to have either the intuition right away that it's correct or you'll be given time to do what you need. So don't push yourself this season to like make choices without all of the information that you need. And then I do love this one. It's a really special card to me. The star has become really important in my own practice. To me, it's always a sign of like you're on the right track. And I do think, Virgos, that you are on the right track. You are doing the things you need to do. You are finding the stuff and the resources and you're setting the boundaries. Keep doing it. Keep doing the good stuff that you've done. Keep standing up for yourself. Keep seeking out those people that really align and attune with you. And also believe that you do have spiritual support. A lot of clients who come to me actually have so many spirits and guides and ancestors waiting and willing and happy to participate and happy to be involved. There are spirits and guides who are thrilled to be a part of your group, whether you actively work with them or not. So don't lose hope. Maybe connect with some of them this Taurus season. And if you have any questions on how to connect, you can ask me in the comments. There are a lot of really basic, solid, simple magical practices for connecting with spirits and with ancestors that at least from my perspective should be kind of free knowledge to everyone because they're just really solid ways to connect. And why not offer that knowledge for free? Because like it's not really mine, if that makes sense. Like I obviously charge for my time if it takes me over It takes me longer to do something. But when it comes to simple magical advice, I think, it's something that should be available to everyone. It's not a secret. You deserve to know how to talk to people. And I think it's better to get that information than to Google it. Get it from someone who is alive and talking rather than someone who you may not know or have any interfacing with. And then we have the Three of Cups. And this has come up, not the cups per se, but this idea of connection has really come up across my readings. Um, just a reminder to, like, after the winter, after all the retrogrades, and maybe this is the year of the hermit, maybe a bit of hermiting, in Taurus season, maybe get out, maybe reconnect with people, maybe make new friends, reconnect with old friends, just find those people that you align with, and especially those people who you can maybe fall out of touch with for a while and then pop back up on the same page. And last but not least, which I love, this is kind of like a full circle moment with the chalice of charity, Queen of Cups. um, really pour into yourself this season. And if something is really taking from you and really like pulling on your resources, let it go. Release it. Um, you really need to pour into yourself this season. And I hate the idea that taking care of yourself is selfish. It is the language of abusers and people who like to just take, take, take. So take care of yourself, release yourself from feeling like you're being selfish because that's stupid. Um, and really enjoy the emotional growth and freedom you have gained from the lessons you learned in Aries season. All right, my loves, that is my reading for Taurus season. Blessed Taurus season. Comment, ask me questions, anything you like. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my stuff, and I will see you later.